Connected to icon. Icon disconnected. Ready to pair. Connected to icon.
Oh, my ears feel so nasty. Damn, maybe I should have stayed asleep, yo. I don't know. Damn. Yo, what in the hell is you doing up? Yo, what is you doing up right now, yo? Take your ass to sleep. Hey, don't you know what time it is? Girl, she haul ass quick too.
If we think of death as endless darkness,
Oh man.
endless nothingness,
The hell is you doing
is
up? It's like
not only
2:30 in the morning.
inconceivable, but it's logically absolutely meaningless. Because we aren't able to have any idea, much less sensation of nothing, unless it can be compared with a sensation of something. And therefore, I think what is meant is that the vacuum created by the disappearance of a being, by the disappearance of his memory system, is simply filled by another being who is I, just as you feel you are I.
Here y'all go. Y'all up way too early in the morning.
The funny thing, though, about being I is that you can only experience this I sensation in the singular. You can't experience being two or three I's all at the same time. Now then, it seems to me that
just
this
woke up.
idea has very
Had
important
to go to the bathroom and said, fuck it, I might as well stay up.
One is that the disappearance of our
I knew your ass was probably gonna be up anyway.
is not really something to be regretted. Of course, everybody wishes to hold forever to the memories and to the people and the situations that he particularly loves.
I stayed up
But surely,
to fuck with motherfuckers like you
is that what we actually want?
who not sleep.
Do we really want to have those we love, however greatly we love them, for always and always and always and always? Isn't it inconceivable that even in a very distant future, we wouldn't get tired of it? And this indeed is the secret of the thing. This is why the demon of impermanence is pronounced.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie, this is where I stayed up though. I was like, oh shit, I gotta pee. Go to the bathroom. I take a little piss. Like, that feels good. Let me lay back down. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do this first. Oh shit. Well, I don't know. It's not raining over here, so ain't no baby making going on right now. Some good old baby making. I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably be in here for like an hour or two, maybe. Not even that long, probably. An hour or so. Try to get a little bit more sleep. Then go hit the gym early. Try to get to the gym like 6 or 7 maybe.
What marvelous the stars. How incredibly alive the trees are. That's all because they are new in your eyes. Or in the same way, you know how it is, you've been reading a mystery story. And you're looking around the house, want something to read, you pick up an old mystery story. If you read it years and years ago and you've forgotten all about the plot, it still excites you. But if you remember the plot, it doesn't excite you. And so, by the dispensation of forgetting, the world is constantly renewed. And
relaxation.
we are able to see it again and again, and to love
Yo,
again
Dick
and
Gregory.
again, have people to
84 years old. Yo, Dick Gregory, man. Peace, yo. That's crazy.
Always with renewed intensity, and without the contrast of having seen before.
Why these motherfuckers go out so easy? I feel like listening to some Dick Gregory right now, yo, because Dick was the man, yo.
Curious realization. Who would I be
let it go.
If my mother had married someone else?
Oh, shit.
These are the kind of questions that make us puzzle profoundly about our existence. I might so easily have been born in China and India. Why do I feel that the world is centered in this place, as distinct from some other place?
Done tons of fasts. Do you feel it brings you closer to God?
God, you God. See, I can't answer that. I said God means power. Power. Sure, you feel power.
So what are the benefits of a fast?
Huh?
What are the benefits of a fast?
Let me ask me that on
Yeah, it's wrong.
Oh, okay. You don't fast to make bad people good people. You fast to create a positive energy force where other forces can gather. The word fast means to abstain from. So if you drinking water, you're on a water diet. It's not a fast. You're drinking fruit juice, you're on a fruit juice diet. when you take nothing, when you talk about the story of Jesus and them, that's 40 days on just breathing. I never understood why Gandhi got so much play as long as he fasted for 13 days. I didn't realize that's 13 days with nothing. You know, just breathing. And then everything in the body changes. You know, the universe takes over. And the people who know more than anybody else is the Church of God in Christ. See, I always thought you had to go X amount of days taking juice to get ready for a fast. And they go from eating dinner to a fast. And when they break their fast, they go right back to the pork chops and nothing happens to them. But also it heals, it cleanses. See, once you go on a fast, the body starts consuming itself. So if you took a comb and combed your hair, what are the hairs going to come out in the comb? The weak ones or the strong ones?
The weak ones.
Okay, so if you have cancer, when you go on a fast, it start eating up all. That's how you heal. The day you was here, if you just assume when the universe invented this planet, it hadn't been back. So if it wasn't here then, it ain't supposed to be here now. If it's here now, it wasn't made by the universe. You know? Just had a hell of a story the other day. The third cause of death in America. One is heart condition,
Heart disease.
cancer, and doctors making a mistake. Is that kind of incredible, man? Mm-hmm. Is that
It's deep.
Yeah, and so that's what fasting.
What got you into fasting?
A woman named Dr. Fulton, probably the #1 faster on the planet. She's dead now, but a black woman in Chicago. Yeah, incredible.
You fasted until peace was attained, or there were different missions. So was prayer part of the ritual of fasting for you, or?
I didn't. No, I just said I wasn't going to eat no more solid food till the war in Vietnam was. I didn't. It was going to take 2.5 years. I said, hurry up, get it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. I wanted to, in case you didn't know, many of you know that the great Dick Gregory has passed on. He's now with the ancestors, and I had to stop for a minute, here in the middle of the night when I just found out, and make sure that we pay our proper respects. I want to say thank you to Dick Gregory for being a great man, for being deeply committed to black people. Dick Gregory is one of the great heroes for the black community in terms of being an authentic leader, a person who wasn't afraid to tell the truth. He was a person that was determined to do what was right on behalf of black folks, even if it wasn't popular, even if he had a hard time for it. He still stuck to his guns, and he was just a real hero. He was a man that you don't see too often. You don't see a lot of real strong black men that really speak their mind, really stand up for black people, really believe in black people, and do their best to move black people forward in a way that is not committed to white supremacy. I know Dick Gregory. One thing people don't know is that it's not easy to do that kind of work. It's not easy to be out in the public eye, really telling the truth on behalf of black folks. You get enemies on all sides. You get the white folks that can't stand you, then you get the black folks that can't stand you, and it takes a lot to stick to that, especially when you go into old age. When you get to that age and you're tired and you've already earned your stripes, it's easy to sit back and do nothing. You sit back and just be a coward like everybody else. But Dick Gregory, that man fought to the last minute. That was a real soldier. That brother was. I remember just thinking, wow, I don't know where he gets the energy. When you look at men like him and Louis Farrakhan, Dr. Claude Anderson, and others.
Yeah, Claude Anderson.
Just like, wow.
The old heads just be out there like still pounding it.
It's easy for somebody like me. I'm in my 40s. I still have a lot of energy. I don't know what it's like to do that in your 70s and 80s and everything else. So I just want to say thank you, to Dick Gregory. Also, guys like Harry Belafonte and others I know they're still around, and they, you know, the other men are still here, you know. But you know, unfortunately, people don't live forever, and I hope they live another 1,000 years. But I'll tell you what, I Dick Gregory, he will live another 1,000 years, another million years, because he secured his legacy, and I think that he is a shining example to any young black man, young black woman out here that really wants to make a mark on the world. Don't let nothing slow you down, because life is short. Life is very short, and you don't know when your time might be up. You know, so each and every day when you wake up, you need to count your blessings, and then get to stepping. You know, get to stepping and get to moving. Do what Dick Gregory did.
That's my man right there too, Dr. Boyce Watkins. He the truth, yo. I like Dr. Boyce Watkins. I agree with him. I agree with Dr. Boyce Watkins probably 99.9% of the time, yo. Even Dick Gregory. I agree with Dick Gregory a lot of the time too, yo. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's hard for me to agree with anybody 100%. And that's because I have my own personal opinions and beliefs. You can't disagree with facts. You know, facts are facts. And Gregory had an ass of fucking facts, yo, all the time. He came through with hardcore information. But you know, even him, we're from different generations, you know, different cultural backgrounds, and shit. There was a few things that Gregory talked about that I ain't really agree with, you know. But that don't diminish the fact that all the work he did, just like Boyce Watkins said, until his old age, 84 years old, still out there giving lectures, speaking, interviews, you know what I'm saying, trying to, and still doing research. In that last interview, he had like 5 different stacks of printed paper, like researching, got his notes and everything ready at 85 years old. Man, been doing that shit damn near his whole life. You got pictures of him, Muhammad Ali, and all these other motherfuckers. He stuck around all this time, yo, and kept pushing that shit, yo. Motherfucking Gregory, Dick Gregory, and then on top of that, was funny as shit and could tell a good ass joke, yo. Hardcore activist and a damn comedian. That's like my man Paul Mooney too. My man, thank you. Yeah, my man Paul Mooney. That motherfucker, he be telling the truth too, but he tells some good ass jokes at the same time. Oh, I let the screen go out. So I'm just applying the second layer of paint. You can see that this is the underpainting, the foundation layer, the initial layer. There's all different kind of terminology for it. I like saying underpainting because it is a true painting, but it's just your foundation, and you can see the dramatic change from your underpainting just to your second layer of paint. There's a really crisp difference in the color and the saturation of the color, and you can see it dramatically, the skin tone now from what it started out as. But that's the whole point where I try to tell people to I can't reach it. Man, that. Is to when you're painting with oils, you always want to start out dark. So you can see how dark this underpainting is compared to the second layer of colors that I'm adding to it, and that's why these pigments here are standing out so nice and looking so crisp, and you can see that real defined reddish pink, and then it fades into the yellowish colors here and looks more natural with the blending, because it has a solid foundation for the pigments to refract off of. So oil paints, dark to light. Dark to light. You always want to paint dark to light. Dark to light. Dark to light. All right, David Batter has a Vlad TV interview.
You can buy a new car or make yours run like new. Get a car care package for just $9.99 at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Here we go, David Banner. Welcome back.
What's happening? Yes, sir.
Man, we had an epic one last time.
We did?
We did. That last interview? I mean, you saw what happened.
Yeah, I'm poking with you.
Congrats, man. You know,
Thank you.
we're the OGs in this game right now, still going strong. I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah, I have a tendency not to believe that. I don't like the word OG. 'Cause they only do that in rap. The Rolling Stones about to die tomorrow, and they're just now considered OGs. People use the OG thing so you feel like it's time for you to retire. Like I ain't doing no reunion concerts. I ain't doing no throwback. You know, if you listen to the God Box, I'm fresher than anybody. I'm fresher than a newborn baby. You feel me? I don't play them type of pimp mind games. You feel what I'm saying? It's like we're not OGs. We just been able to dot numbers. And you know, I even hate this as it pertains
this
to
shit keep going out. Yeah, what the?
anything that
It's these
black
papers.
people
I
do
know.
in general.
I know it's
like,
the papers.
You know, a criticism that I have with basketball is that, you know, people want to give somebody OG or elite status, you know, at the beginning of their career. You know, and what it does is it degrades the culture in general. It takes a lifetime to me, you know, to be an OG. It takes, you know, 50, 60 years. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, you know, rap is still relatively young itself. Rap is still not a whole person's lifetime yet. So quit with that OG shit. Like, I mean, people in general, like, ain't none of us OGs. We babies in the game as it pertains to culture and something that I believe that will hopefully be here and stand the test of time. You know, I don't need no crutches. I don't need no extra names. Just Young Banner, I guess. Or Old Banner, or whatever the fuck you want to call me. Just call me fresh and don't call me broke.
I feel you, man. It's just that in this game of music and hip hop in particular, the lifespan is not that long for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 to 5 years, people come and go. So the fact that you see people like you, like me, that have been doing it for 10 plus years, 15, you know, I just counted the other day, I've been in the game 15 years full time. And you don't see that all the time.
Yeah, it's funny, man, especially as it pertains to Southerners. I tell people, you know, a lot of us.
But that's the only thing. I'm still an upcoming artist. I'm trying to get some lessons myself. I want people to teach me how to do this shit properly. I just be winging it most of the time. You know what I'm saying? The little bit of shit I do know, I just learned that shit. I ain't no OG in the game. I'm still learning. I just try to hair up and share everything that I learned. I just hair up and share that shit. But I don't know. I always offer classes, yo, and I wish more serious people would, you know, more individuals who are serious about art watch my stream and ask, you know, more in-depth questions. and I would definitely enjoy that shit, yo. And once again, learn at the same time. Because I can ask questions and have, conversations with other people who are, doing different styles and different techniques, using different mediums. So that's why I keep doing it, though. It'll get bigger. Trust me. Painting with the prints will get bigger. I'm not going to stop doing this. Now that I've kind of gotten the hang of it, and streaming is so easy. Anybody can have a reality show now. So as long as I keep painting, I think I'm gonna just keep doing this show, and there is no other option other than my support base and network will continue to grow, and I'll continue to meet influential people, and hopefully I will continue to influence others.
We were tired by the time we got on. I watched some of the people I look up to. They were talking about retiring before they were 30. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, by the time I signed my first deal, well, not my first one because that was penalty, but by the time I signed a deal that people know me for, the SRC deal, we had put together, 3 full albums and 3, 4, 5 mixtapes. By the time we get to the starting line, we have in a lot of cases a catalog that can rival people who say that they're retiring. I just think that we have to, in some kind of way, change the culture. And I'm going to tell you something, Vlad, and I mean this. And I'm saying this to all artists in the world, no matter what color you are, no matter what you do. Don't allow these capitalists to make you feel like you have to compete with someone that you see on television or somebody that's popping online. Because in most cases, these children, or we want to be them, when you don't know what they've done or what they've sacrificed or how many people they're signed to, or whether that's their spirit, whether that's their mind, whether that's their money. If you are able to maintain your life, your livelihood, and take care of your monthly bills and your family, whether you're drawing, whether you're begging for money on the corner, whether you're rapping, you are winning. Don't allow someone else to define for you what success is. A lot of these rappers, when they're not able to match the sales of somebody else, their spirits get broken and they believe that someone doesn't care about them. Man, think about what our grandparents had to do. And I'm speaking about my grandparents in general. All the stuff that most of us do is shit that our grandparents would say were playing. The fact that I can get in front of somebody and talk. The fact that you all can film somebody and make money off of it. Whether you getting paid $5 an hour, I tell my staff that one time. I remember we were doing something for Gatorade, and one of my staff members got mad because we had to do it 12 times. So we get paid fucking 6 figures. I don't give a fuck if we do this bitch 1,000,000 times. The fucking money is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing dream shit and complaining about it. It's for me, it's amazing for me to, the fact that someone wants to spent money for people to come and listen to me talk or film me talking. I'm just fucking talking. That's it. That's a blessing. And if we don't start understanding, especially as it pertains to hip hop, the blessing that we have. I mean, when I was at my worst, I used to tell all my homeboys, don't come to my concerts fighting and shit. Don't come to my concerts with that bullshit. Like, we have a fucking blessing. And I believe as a whole, hip hop, we did not take care of this blessing. Think about this. Internationally. And rappers try to separate themselves from other rappers. No, rap is rap. I don't care if it's hip hop, gangster rap, trap, whatever you call it. It's all one. Whether you want to call it rap or hip hop, it's fucking up to you. But think about this. I would say about 7 years ago, hip hop really, really had power globally. Maybe let's say 10 years ago. And out of all of this power that we accumulated, what do you think we did with it? We sold somebody else's clothes and somebody else's alcohol and put our name on it. We had the opportunity to change the world globally. You know, and that's part of my responsibility. I'm not pointing at other rappers. I'm talking about me. You know, we had a real opportunity. I remember, I never told anybody this before. I remember when, you know, Obama was when he first became president, and I was looking at, you know, the type of music that I was doing at such a point where I saw a shift. Whether I agree with Obama or not, there was a shift in black culture when he became president. And I looked at hip hop, and I especially looked at myself and said, like, where am I in the grand scheme of things? And think about this, Vlad. Think about this even with your show. Bro, regardless of what you do, regardless of what kind of music I make, bro, your ass is gonna die. I'm gonna die. This shit that we doing right now is gonna be left on this earth. And I say, I don't give a fuck. I am not gonna leave this earth, and in 300 years, the only thing somebody know about me is gonna play with it, or like a fucking pimp. We have a responsibility, not only to the fucking culture, but to our families and our fucking family names to go down in history with something that matters. And if you really think about it, historically, when people are looked at, people are always gonna look at the art first. Whether it's the type of paintings they were doing at the time, the music, the writing, the scope of a generation or a scope of time is always judged.
Oh, why don't you paint Tupac? Why don't you paint Biggie? Why don't you paint Bob Marley? Because they already legends in their own right. In their own right. Nobody would ever have to have done a painting of Tupac because he was a giant in his own right and he made his own mark in history. So to constantly recreate these images of these iconic figures that so many other artists do is like, I find that so weird, yo. Why don't you put something in your art that when you are no longer here to speak for yourself, your art can speak for you? Because you will leave something behind. You're leaving something. Just like he said, whether it's your words or what. So just make sure you're going to leave something positive behind, you know? And if all you paint art is a bunch of iconic figures that we already know, then it's like, I don't get it sometimes, you know? I do have two sons. One of my sons is just like, he's a little nerd. Well, both of my sons are smart as shit, yo. They're like, they just regular boys. They just like gaming. One of them really big into math and stuff. And my 13-year-old, he's about to be 14 and he wants to rap now. So just trying to deal with that because, wow, he wants to be a rapper. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, I got teenagers. One is about to be 13, one is going on 14, and it makes me feel old. And I'm not prepared for a lot of these discussions. Like this summer, I had my 13-year-old, and I don't know, there were several conversations we had where I was like, oh my God, he's too advanced. He's talking about shit that I didn't talk about until I was 16. You know, he's having concepts and ideas that I didn't have until years later. You know, and I saw it early. Like I questioned God and religion at 13, at his age. He questioned God and religion like 3 years ago on his own. You know, he was just like, so what is it? So why? He was like, explain it to me. Like, what is this God thing? And he really, 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 really wanted to understand this shit, yo. And it's like, what the fuck? But I tried. Like my kids are, any children is your second chance. You know, I'm 36, and so when I say, man, I wish I knew this when I was younger. You know, I wish somebody would have told me this or explained this to me. That's what I literally do, you know. And you know, so my children are pretty advanced. I think that I have a slightly above average intelligence, and that's just because I do enjoy to read. I notice this so much. People really don't read anymore, and we have this. I even told one of my sons, like, you know, this YouTube generation Y internet kids, like, you guys have a false sense of intelligence. Now you're pretty smart, and my son, you're actually, you know, probably more advanced than your peers, but you still have a false sense of intelligence because you have this mobile device in your hand and Google and Siri and YouTube, and you have facts without life experience, and that's a real shortcoming. You know, you can know a lot of stuff or listen to a lot of lectures on philosophy and life and love and all this stuff, but if you don't actually live through that, then you're not even going to be able to fully understand the information that you're acquiring. And he has conversations like, oh, well, did you know da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, but you know how I had to learn that shit? I had to get up, get dressed, leave the house, walk to the library, search through the card catalog, find a book, check a book out, come home, read the fucking book, take it back to the library. You guys are just like do, and you have some quick facts on your hand. I was like, the way you guys receive information is fucking crazy. So now it's not actually teaching children information, but teaching them how to utilize the information they have access to. I have a niece, and she's 10, and that's good enough for me. I swear, because I already see I'm going to have to knock somebody out over her. Because the first time she ever called, Uncle Travis, he's dead. I'm like, oh my God. I already see it. I don't, That first, ooh. I wouldn't know what to do, honestly. I can't imagine being a father. Okay. That's a nice little full family. And at least the brothers, you know, she got older brothers, so yeah. I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would have my little sister go home crying. And he did what? Who did what now? Oh shit. I don't know. And honestly, I've always thought that way. Like, I was nervous when I had my first son. Like, oh, I wasn't ready for that shit. I was like 22 years old. I was working at a fast food restaurant with no money saved. You know, living paycheck to paycheck. And it's like, yo, I'm not ready for this shit. At 22, I was like, yo, what the fuck, yo? I'm still a fucking kid. I don't even have insurance on my car. I'm riding around on fake insurance and fake tags. You know what I'm saying? with goddamn $500 in a bank account and a job at Checkers and talking about having a damn kid. I was like, and I was living in Philly. Like, what the fuck, yo? That shit was crazy. But obviously that didn't work out. I don't know. I knew I wasn't ready. My son's mom thought she was ready. And I told her, I'm like, look, we're not ready. We're not ready for this. You know? And it was the setup, like, yo, never mind. Anyway, parenting is fucking crazy. I'm not ready for adulthood even now. It's like I wake up and it's like, why did I wish to be grown when I was a kid? Yo, like, why do kids wish to be grown-ups? This shit is so fucking corny. Bills are fucking whack as shit. You know what I'm saying? Work sucks. And, oh my God. If you're not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, man, adulthood is the fucking pits, yo. Hate this shit. I just wanna do what I'm doing right now all the time. I can't do this shit all the time. Why? Because I gotta act like an adult. Who the fuck wants to do that shit? Huh? Seriously? Really? You're calling me dad? Fuck that. I want an allowance. You know, somebody give me an allowance for taking out the trash. That's what I want. You know, fuck that. Shit is fucking crazy, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of acting grown. You know, I'm tired of being responsible all the time. You know, when you're a parent, you're responsible for somebody else's life. That shit is fucking stressful. I gotta keep you alive. How in the hell? There's no guide manual for this shit. There's no handbook for this shit, man, for parenting. Nobody can tell you how to be a good parent. Cause your parents fucked up on you. Look at me. What the fuck? Now I gotta teach this shit to somebody else. Holy shit. You know how scary this is? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I swear to God. I'm tired. You know what? I'm going to start a company called Substitute Parents. You know? It's just like Wife Swap or some shit like that. Except I take a vacation. You just come pretend to be me. You just be a parent for a day or two. You know? I'm just going to the bar. I'm going to drink. I'm going to smoke. You know? Substitute parents. Don't make any harsh decisions, though. Be on some Benjamin Button shit, yo. And no, I'm not married. I don't really believe in marriage. I think marriage is kind of marriage. Y'all never watched Married with Children? Oh my God. Al Bundy, he explained the whole thing, yo. You know, that's my generation of television. Married with Children, Roseanne. Well, Roseanne, they stayed together on there, but even Married with Children, they stayed together. But who wants to live like that? Yeah, marriages seem miserable sometimes. And then I know all these like divorcees with all these war stories. Like, holy shit, she did what after you got a divorce? Man, what the hell? Like, in the past 5 years, I know like 6 people who got divorces. It's like, and now I gotta get my last name changed again, and it's like, damn. Then my homie, man, him and his wife got a divorce in like 7 months. Yo, they was married for like 7 months. I would be to laugh at that shit, but 7 months. Come on, man. Then my other, and then sometimes it don't even matter. You're like, you know what I'm saying? People be married for like 20 years. 20 years and get a divorce. But then I know a few couples that been together for like 10 years, 10 plus years, and they're not married, you know? Not married. And still stay together for over 10 years. So, I don't know, marriage is weird, yo. It's like documentation. Do you love me? Yes, I love you. Here, prove it. Sign this paper. I'm not signing that paper. Come on, let's go. We gotta stand in front of a judge. I'm not gonna stand in front of a judge to get some marriage certificate and to go to some church with some religious dude reading out some Bible, oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that shit. We're going to the courthouse. Let's sign this paper. No. No. And that's what I'm saying, yo. 13 years. After 13 years, you know, and it just seems like, but I don't know. I think everything is a learning experience. You know, everything helps us grow and develop us and shape our personality, yo. And being in that relationship with that person for all those years truly helps shape who you are today and how you see the world, how you think about parenting and raising your kids, you know. And so it's never for, you know, just a loss. Because our personal relationships, our individual moments with one another, it builds us. But like you say, even after all that time, you know, things still may not work. So why go through this whole song and dance process of some legality, technical bullcrap to say that we're going to be together and try to function as a family unit and raise, you know, some children together. I don't need paperwork for that shit. Because if it doesn't work out, because if someone is unfaithful or untruthful or untrustworthy, or if the personalities do grow apart and you come to a mutual agreement that I love you and I care for you, but I don't think we should be together anymore, then you should just be able to walk away and handle things on your own and not having the court say, well, my lawyer says that I'm entitled to so much percentage of the property. And screw all that. Yeah. And that's coming from someone who's never been I've never been married, you know? I played around with the idea before, but I just see that, you know, the same thing, that my son's mother cheated on me. Like, my son was 5 months, and that's why I told her we should get an abortion, because we were too young, we weren't ready. And I broke this shit down to her because I was older than she was. She was 18. I'm like, I just turned 22, and I already saw this. My sister got pregnant when she was 14 and had a kid at 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? My sister. I saw this directly impact my own family personally. And so at 22, knowing that I wasn't ready for a child, You know what I'm saying? And this stream is personal right here. But she was on birth control and she didn't tell me that she stopped taking it. And that was the major conflict. Well, why didn't you tell me you stopped taking your birth control? Oh, I talked to my doctor. He told me about some side effects. I was more concerned about my health. Hey, I understand completely. If you think some medication to control your menstrual cycle will have detrimental effects on your health and you're not comfortable continuing to take this fucking medication, no problem at all. You should have fucking told me. Now you're pregnant. You don't have a job. You go to school. I work at Checkers. We have no money saved up. We should get an abortion and just, try this again later. Because if we really do love each other and we stay together, then there's plenty of time, No, 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 no. I want to have a baby. Well, I'm like your third boyfriend. You haven't really even experienced the world. How you know that you're going to want to be with me forever? No, no, no. I want to have a baby. But you've never even partied or clubbed or did anything. Like, no, 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 I want to have a baby. Look, I'm telling you right now, look, you don't know if you're going to want to just fuck me for the rest of your life. You've never even left the fucking state. You haven't traveled. You haven't done anything yet. And this is not the right time. This is not perfect timing. I'm telling you, just, we need to think about this. And no, 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 I want to have a baby. Okay, all right. Okay, you want to have a baby? Okay, oh, all right. All right, okay. My son is 5 months old. She's fucking some other nigga. And I wasn't even mad. I'm just like, see, this is what I was trying to tell you. This is, well, you work all the time. And I'm just, yeah, this is what I was trying to tell you. Look, I'm going to go home. I'm going to give you a week to think about this. You know what I'm saying? Because either me and you are going to be together and we're going to work this out for our son. Are you going to go with this, whoever this other dude is, and we'll just do it like that? Okay. Oh, you can't make up your mind? Well, okay, I'm out. So I left. And ever since then, it's like, what if I was married to that chick? Like, nah. Oh yeah, after my baby mom, yo, she turned me into a cheater for years, yo. Like, I don't know. Like my ex, I cheated on my ex so bad. It was the worst thing. Like, but that was that trust, and like now it's like baggage and building walls, and it's like the one lady who had my damn child is like, I couldn't even trust you, bitch. Like, after I explained everything, and it's like your childlike mind just could not comprehend. And then after all these years, it's like, I still don't like this bitch. Yo, this bitch is still like on my shit list, I swear to God. Yeah, I don't know. My son's mom is just like, you won't ever not be spiteful. You're just so spiteful for no reason. Huh? Why are you like that? What is that? What is that? Huh? You're just a spiteful little woman, aren't you? I know. I don't know. Karma's a motherfucker. I tell you that too. Oh, anyway, enough of my damn problems. enough of my problems. But it's all funny to me now. Like, I don't even really. What the fuck? What you gonna do? Hey, life is life. You know, shit happens. People are people. Everybody don't think the same. Oh, fucking well. You gonna keep crying over that shit? Nah. You just gotta move on. Live life. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep your morals and your values high. Keep all your standards as high as you possibly can. Especially your own standards of self. You know what I'm saying? Respect yourself the way you want others to respect you. And fuck everybody else. That's all you can do. Love your kids, raise them damn kids, teach them kids that white supremacy does run this world. So that's baseline number one. So always stay diligent and always look out for the flim flam and the wham whams. And stop eating meat. No carne. No carne. Carne is muy malo. Muy malo. Yeah. Man, this summer me and my son watched What the Health. Dude was like, what did I just watch? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. You like that, don't it? He was like, Dad, I can't eat meat anymore. I'm like, all right, let's see how long this lasts. I'm not gonna eat meat. I've been doing pretty good though. This is like day 4 without meat. Sorry, but I do like to count sometimes. You know, I will eat meat. It doesn't really bother me to eat it. But it's not like, oh, I have to have a burger, or I really love that fried chicken, you know. I cannot go a day without my fried chicken. Help me. Where's my pork chop sandwich? Bacon. It's not even like that. It's just like, nah. Like my girl, she cooked the whole chicken. She baked the whole chicken the other day. You got chocolate instead of your salad? What the hell? Oh. But yeah, there was like a whole baked chicken in the fridge for like days. No lie, yo, I threw that shit out today. Like, she ate like little bits and pieces off of it. I'm like, man, that chicken's been in there. That shit is like 5 days. Man, I'm about to throw this shit the fuck out, man. Anybody gonna eat all that fucking dead bird? Anybody eat all that bird in there? Get that shit the fuck out of here. Yo, you got a dead animal in your kitchen. A what? There's a dead animal in your kitchen. Where at? On your stove. What is that? Is that hamburger? Ew. Oh man, I thought you was talking about some other shit too. I got a dead animal in my kitchen, man. Shit. Ooh, dead animals. Ooh. Boy, and these meat eaters, y'all, I swear, yo. Even myself, y'all, it's like, I love me a good steak, yo. Just like, medium well. Or not medium well, just, what is it, medium? But then they say, oh, with the hot pink center. And I'm like, yeah, like that. I kind of miss that shit. It's like cigarettes, really. It's kind of like, I remember smoking cigarettes, and I remember it used to be cool. But I swear to God, like, the other day at work, it was just, you know, a couple guys were outside on a smoke break, and I was fucking around. I was like, let me get a cigarette, yo. It's like, nigga, yo, smoke. I'm like, well, let me get a cigarette. I hit that shit, like, I was like, damn, I forgot how bad cigarettes are. I was like, but I used to smoke cigarettes all crazy. I used to smoke cigarettes like nothing. But I hit that shit one time. I was just like, but that shit like to kill my ass, yo. I was like, what the fuck? And it's like meat, yo. I can imagine it'll be like that for me after a while. Like going so long without eating meat. And then if you try to eat that shit again, I bet your stomach be all fucked up. Be having the shits and the farts. Like, damn, what the fuck? I shouldn't have ate that fucking burger, man. I know I should have just had my salad. What the hell? I actually been running my mouth so long I forgot what I was listening to. She watches it sometimes when she's bored. But it's like 3-something in the morning, she's asleep. But she'll probably just like watch some of it and like it. And she shared a lot on her Facebook and stuff. It's no big deal though. She's not insecure like that. Trust me, I wouldn't be with her. If she was all like, who are those women? All these groupies. Like, come on. It's all about the art. Damn.
Connected to iPhone. iPhone disconnected. Ready to pair. Connected to iPhone.
Ferguson, and they don't do that to any other group of people, where the policemen pull out fucking tanks. I don't care if you out in Vegas and they got sniper rifles. Young white men got sniper rifles. The federal government didn't pull out fucking tanks. I believe it will be justified by the type of art that is out right now during this period. And I think that's important for us to think about, all of us who do something that's called art. And the other thing is all the people who have and make art and make money based off of the backs of black culture. We're gonna have to start calling these people and say, what are you doing to give back to black culture? People take, like I watch all of these people, they wanna videotape black folks when stuff is popping, but as soon as we need cameras and eyes to protect us, these same people and these same sites, these same people who make money off of black culture never then turn around and use their cameras, use their pen. In most cases, there are exceptions, to give back and protect the culture too. So I think that's important, Vlad.
I agree. I mean, because we get a fair amount of criticism for the type of stuff that we do, but I don't think a lot of people see, for example, the interviews we do with like the Central Park Five, to tell the story of the two kids who two of the Central Park Five who went to jail for nothing, and how Trump started the media frenzy calling for the death penalty, when they didn't do anything, and they did 7 years, or
And then once they found out that they didn't do nothing, for sure, they still didn't come back and right the wrongs. Or and I say that about people all the time. Have you ever noticed when people talk bad about you and then they find out you're not the way that they thought you were, all they do is shut up? They don't come back and give back what they took away. And that's to me in general, that is white supremacy. When you don't have to do any other things or account for or say that anything matters, or to say it's not that bad. Racism isn't that bad. The situation with police is not that bad. Or that's like me saying, hey ladies, pregnancy isn't that bad. How the fuck would I know? But I think what happens though, Vlad, is that those of us who truly want to push culture forward, it is our responsibility to push harder. Like, I know me having the God box. People told me this is too space age for people right now. Nobody's going to react to that shit. This is college level work. Most people are doing music on the 4th grade level. That was a lie. But that meant that I had to work harder, that I had to make stuff that nobody had ever made before, that I was going to have to spend more money, that I was going to have to sacrifice. And I believe, as a black man, that is my responsibility. I don't expect kudos. It's like a lot of people think because I honestly believe I have one of the best albums in hip hop history. I would put the God Box against any album that has ever came out that was under the genre of rap. And, but regardless of how it reacts, I don't deserve no fucking pat on the back. I'm supposed to fucking be great. If you're putting out consumer products and you say that you're a professional, then you're supposed to be fucking great. But I just think sometimes as it pertains to the stuff that we do, Vlad, you know the state that America is in right now. You know what these kids are up against. You know that there are limited resources. So I believe those of us who say we OGs, it is our responsibility, if we are that, to teach and to push harder and to market harder. I give you an example. I am doing a secret project right now that I'm really not supposed to be talking about. But I modeled this project after The Matrix. If you remember when The Matrix came out, wasn't nobody talking about the pill. Wasn't nobody talking about how fucking deep it was. People were talking about the new martial arts that they were using, the new camera angles that's old as fuck now. You know what I'm saying? It was the excitement, but they knew what they had put into it. So I'm doing a project right now that has a whole bunch of information in it, but it's so violent, it's written so fucking well, it's so exciting, got so many explosions, that by the time people get over that, they be like, damn, I think David better trick me. I learned something. And I think we all have to do that, Vlad, because one thing that I know about you, and you know how long that I've been knowing you, you know what I'm saying? Bro, you know how to make money now. You are established now. There's nothing nobody can do about that, whether they like you or not. It's the same with me. So since we know how to make money, like even with my movies, the movies and stuff that I put out, as long as I don't lose money, I don't give a fuck, because that is my responsibility. I have to give something back to the culture. And you know how when people tell you in some religion that you're supposed to tithe? Tithe ain't given to no damn church. You tithe by giving back to the people, directly giving back to the people. And if that means some of your fame, some of your brand, any of that, that's just what we got to do.
So let's talk about the God Box. I've been bumping the album. First of all, why the name the God Box?
I found out what God is, and when I found out what God really was, changed my whole entire life. I give you an example, Vlad. You see most of the things that have happened to me in the last 2 years. I barely audition anymore. I barely ask people to do interviews. People come to me, ring my phone. I found out what God was, and I stopped chasing men. And I went in another direction. And I think, you know, most people, especially in America, they're looking for God in every place but the right place. And I can't specifically say what the God Box means, because you never know how the Most High or God or whatever you call he, she, or it is, maybe working with you different. Erykah Badu taught me that. She said when you explain stuff, then you take away people's personal connection. I've heard people give me an explanation for the God Box that was 10 times deeper than what the fuck I meant. They were like, the God Box mean, and then by the time they get finished, I'd be like, yeah, that's what the fuck I meant. You know, to me, even if you notice the cover of the album, my name isn't on it. My name isn't on the cover of the album because I am trying to take me out of the equation. You know, I'm just happy to be a conduit between this form of art and the Most High, hopefully. And I believe that this album, same way Goody Mob did for me, same way Outkast did for me. You know what I'm saying? It Souls of Mischief. It gave me a place to travel. There's not much music. I'm not saying that there's not any music, but there's not much music that helps take you away from the everyday hustle and bustle of what the fuck we got to go through. You know, so, you know, the God Box, the name of the God Box came when I figured out what God was.
You can buy a new car or make yours. Get a car care package for just $9.99 at Firestone Complete Auto.
$9.99.
Whenever you drive a Firestone.
You got away with
what
that
did you
commercial.
figure
I
out
wasn't paying
what God
attention.
Don't you see? I'm trying not to tell you that. Honestly, Val, I don't want to tell people that because that's my personal journey, and I think that's part of the problem with America right now. You know, we just talked about that. Everybody has a fucking smartphone, but as a whole, Americans are fucking dumber. The things that we respect the most are the things that we have to fight for, the things that we have to sacrifice for. Ain't shit easy. I can point people in a direction, but I read this book one time, and I've never thought about it this way. They said it was this young man who was being trained by this sensei, and you know, he had been with him for about a month. The sensei barely said anything to him. He got angry and rose up at the sensei and said, "How dare I be here for a month and you not teach me anything?" Sensei said, "Come here." He took him out to the pond. He said, "Come into the water." Guy, I guess he thought he was going to be baptized. No, sir. The sensei took his head and put his head under the water and held it until right before he was about to die. Then he released him. He said, "Until you want knowledge, like you want your last breath, you are not worthy." What I've gone through in order to understand the God Box has been a lifelong, and it will be a lifelong, similar to that OG title. Everybody wants to be an elder without the struggle, without the gray hair. Everybody want to be Beijing. No, this is a title. And people have to find that for themselves. I think with this album, it will help nudge them in the right place. But think about it. If someone gave you everything for free, you would have no respect for it. So people are going to have to find God in the God Box on their own.
I feel you. I mean, one of the songs that kind of stood out to me was "Marry Me."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, Vlad, I would have never thought that.
Marry Me.
Oh, Vlad.
Now, have you ever heard the God Box? Because,
Well,
yeah,
because
David Banner.
I came from a two-parent home. My parents
me
are
too.
still married. And I feel
Yeah, David Banner.
in this culture today that
But yeah, he has a
the
song on that
concept
album
of
called
family
"Marry Me."
is not celebrated in the same way that it was in previous generations. You know, you and I are a little bit older. You know, like a man that just takes care of his kids feels like he's doing more than he should, as opposed to a man that's married, lives in the same home as his children, and really raises his children. Because I don't care what the situation is, I don't care how strong of a woman you are not going to be able to raise a child by yourself in the same way that you will raise a child with your husband.
And especially a male child.
Right, especially a male child. And I feel that the way that welfare is set up is so fundamentally wrong, because a woman will actually get more money when there is not a man in the house. Whereas if you flipped it around and said, if a male is in the house, you will actually get more money as a family unit, which will promote family. But it's not set up that way, So women are financially incentivized to not have a man around, which has very, very serious repercussions as a society.
It does. It's funny. A lot of the stuff that you're talking about, we had the conversation behind the scenes, and I was telling them one of the things that they're fooling America with now is everything is free, and it's really not. You know, everything is easier. Like, you know, everybody's doing some stuff fast. Everybody wants the phone to spell for them. You know, we don't want to run our own companies. We just want to let, you know, these conglomerates do it. And then we turn around and not know anything, not know how to write, not know how to add, not know how to cook for ourselves, not know how to hunt, not know how to protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Then we are under the control similar to women who are on that system. We are directly controlled by the system. This very good boxer, you should probably look him up. He's going to be the future. His name is Cloudy Boy. He's out of New York. He said something that really, 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 really touched me. He said, David Banner, when you give people the opportunity to feed you, you also provide them with the mechanism to control you. I was like, no. He said, if you give people the opportunity to feed you, you also provide them with the mechanism to starve you, is what he said. That's amazing. But what was it specifically about Marry Me that you wanted me to comment on or say?
Well, I mean, I think that just having the song about that is something that most people just don't really comment on. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I made Marry Me, bro, because once I started looking back at my life and once I started sobering up, and once I went to therapy and learned how to control my anger and deal with some issues that I didn't know that I had inside, I started seeing that there are some things that I could have definitely done better. I'm past the point of regret, because if I wouldn't have been the type of artist that I was, then me speaking about the opposite, I don't think these kids would trust me. You know, when I talk about black on black violence, well, people know I used to be violent. People know I had the guns. People know the stuff that I did. You know, my misogyny as not only as an artist, but just as a man, period. I've done that. Even with me talking about our diet, people know that, you know, I haven't ate pork in 20 years now, but the shit tastes awesome. And I've ate, you know, just about every part of the pig. So when I speak about it, it comes from a place of information. It comes from a place of experience. And I think that's one of the reasons why when I make a song like that, it matters, because, again, I'm not talking about any other rapper. I can only, I only know why I did stuff. You don't know other people's experience. And I did that especially for the black woman. Our woman has caught black women have caught most of the things that have happened in America. They have had to beat a cradle. They have had to watch their sons die. They have had to watch us, you know, go through the crack epidemic. They've had to put up with each one of these moments, and then they've also had to deal with the repercussions as it pertains to our men. So I said I wanted to be one of the grown men to stand up and say, you know, figuratively, if no one else cares, if no one else thinks that it matters, I think that marriage and you matter. You know what I mean?
Now, when you talk about sobering up, I think you mentioned that at one point you drank so much Hennessy that your body started to reject alcohol.
Yep, my liver started rejecting alcohol.
Aha.
And okay. I was drinking so much that the dentist asked me if I smoked cigarettes, and I told her no. And they were like, well, the back of your mouth is brown. I drank so much Hennessy that the dyes, a lot of people don't know, most alcohol is clear, no matter whether it's what you think is brown or not. It's all clear. It's all alcohol, like clear like rubbing alcohol, and then they dye it. So the dyes from Hennessy had stayed in the back of my mouth, and I was looking at Vibe, the year end of Vibe magazine, and they were like, you know, David Banner's Mr. Hennessy. And then I turned around and asked my friends, I said, do I drink that much? And then we went and looked at like a whole bunch of pictures of me performing, and in all those pictures, I had a bottle of Hennessy. And I was like, yeah, I got a problem. It used to be so bad that I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep without alcohol. And when I woke up in the morning, that was the first thing that I would do, just so my body could calm down. It didn't seem like I could go, it felt like I was holding my breath until I took that first drink. But what I will also say, in a lot of cases, some of us are depressed, some of us are angry, some of us are sad. We have all of these problems, but they're masked through alcohol, sex, and drugs. Like, there were a lot of problems that I had that didn't come out until I stopped drinking. And I was like, well, why didn't I ever know this? I was like, because I was always fucking drunk. So I would drink my way through it, or I would fight my way through it, or I would kick my way through it, or shoot my way through it. And I want to say this to everybody that's watching this. I'm not telling you not to do anything. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. But when you become drunk, high, or angry, that is an excuse to become carnal and not think anymore. You must stay engaged with your mind. I don't care if you beat somebody's ass. I don't care if you jump off a building. Be intact with your mind when you decide to do it. What I found out is all those things for me were excuses to not deal with the things that I was afraid of or the problems in my life. And we keep getting drunk and masking the problem instead of dealing with the problem, then it's gone forever. What we should do is attack the problem, make the problem go away, then celebrate. Because I think I heard Jay say this one time, like, you're supposed to drink to celebrate some shit. We drink just to maintain. You're supposed to drink when you didn't, sold you 1 million copies, or you got, 1 million views on one episode, or whatever the situation is. It's supposed to be celebratory, not to maintain.
Right, because, and I've talked about this in other interviews. Like, one of my really close friends, he used to be a Crip, and he had a very violent, history. And we were hanging out at a strip club one night, and, and I'm ordering drinks, and he's not drinking. And I'm like, why aren't you drinking? He said, I don't drink or smoke or get high. And I said, why? He goes, well, here's the thing. He said, when I was in the streets, I started to notice that everyone I knew who got killed was high when that happened. Every single time. Mm-hmm. And I realized that if I'm going to be out here and, you
gotta be sharp.
You have to have your mind together. And this is one of the smartest guys that I know. And so I said, this is interesting. So I started interviewing a lot of rappers, and I brought this question up, a lot of Chicago rappers that come from an area of violence. And I said, how many of your friends were high when they got killed? All of them. They would say that every time, all of them. They'd be on lean, they'd be smoking weed, they'd be drunk, whatever it is, they would be high, and then something bad would happen. And it really kind of clicked in me. It's like, people aren't being high to celebrate. People are just being high throughout their lives and putting themselves in risky situations and making bad decisions.
That's why I get high
and
in the house.
As a businessman, a lot of artists, in a lot of cases, are sober when they get signed and then start getting drunk. But in some cases, they high before. But a lot of them are high and then they sober up and they're broke. Their lawyers are not high. The record label execs aren't high. The distribution company, they not high. They want to keep you high and drunk. Go ahead and sign this and sign that. Like, I remember one time Universal sent me a bottle of Moet, and I fucked their head up. I'm like, I don't drink. Well, I'm not taking your alcohol. You're not going to know I'm drunk if that's the case. The thing is that I don't understand this, like, especially as it pertains to artists. Like, we high and we partying and we laughing and we doing all the work. Wow, the other part of our conversation, we doing all the fucking work and everybody else gets paid before we do. I just had a contract negotiation with a major label and fucked their head up because I do business through a Banner Vision. You'll probably never see David Banner sign anything ever because if I do business with a Banner Vision, I can dissolve a Banner Vision and David Banner is free. There's always going to be a buffer between me and anybody I do business with. But I told them, I said, why, if this is a 50-50 deal, are you paying me like an artist? You get paid every month. I fucking want to get paid every month. And then I remember a lawyer saying, well, that's common practice. I said, motherfucker, slavery was common practice. That don't make the shit right. Then I turned around and asked the lawyer, I said, would you allow someone to do your son like that? And he was like, no, Mr. Banner, I wouldn't. Because what he was doing was, when it was more convenient to charge me by the hour, he would. And when it was more convenient to charge me by percentage, he would. So I had went out and and landed this super big TV deal. It was unprecedented. And by myself, when everybody said that it couldn't be done or they couldn't get it for me, I went and got it myself. So he wanted a percentage. I was like, motherfucker, you didn't bring me this deal. And I said, you a lawyer, you do these kind of deals every day. I know you didn't spend more than 2 hours on this deal. Tell the truth. No, Mr. Banner. I'll pay you for 10. I'm not giving you 5% for fucking what? Why? Now, if you went and got the deal, I don't really give a fuck what percentage you get. I do, but I'm just saying. I'm speaking.
Yes,
live.
I am live right now, Arnis.
You brought me something that I wouldn't have had in the first place. So I get that. But because we don't study, because we're high, because we're drunk, even in my business day, bro, it's sort of hard for me to drink. One, because I work
Russian?
out.
Are you Russian?
So, by the time...
You're Russian, right? Like Putin. Yes? See? Where's this in my beard? What is that? Oh, some fuzzy shit. I am thirsty. I need something to drink. I need something to drink. Now watch how I do this now. This is the cool part. That good blending, yeah? See? That's that good blending technique. You gotta finesse that thing. No, I don't know. Mate Negro? I've never heard of that. labeled extraordinary. I don't know. I know several green-eyed people. My ex, she has green eyes, and she's black, African American, of African descent, or however you want to categorize us, but she's not European. She's a person of color, a non-white person, and she has green eyes. And her son has blue eyes. And one of my bosses, he's blacker than I am. His skin is really dark, and he has green eyes. And I know this other black girl that I went to high school with, she has green eyes. I've known several people with with green eyes. You know, it's not. I don't know if it's extraordinary in Italy, but I don't know. My thoughts on people with green eyes is that you just have a very recessive gene. It doesn't occur very often, but is not like, you know, like some oddity, like the boy with purple eyes or some shit. Now you don't get that all the time. Or the cool shit is if you had like one green eye and one gray eye, and gray eyes are even less common than green eyes, I think. And then having two different eye colors is really, really rare. One blue eye and one brown eye or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's cool you have green eyes, though. That's awesome. Yeah, but like I say, I dated a girl with green eyes. Her eyes are really, really green. But she's not European, you know?
I work out.
No. Oh, she changed her name. Why did she do that? That's not a really good picture, but yeah, so see her eyes? Those aren't contacts or anything. That's just her eyes. And she's black, but she has green eyes. And then my son, he's black, but also, uh, if you look, he has blue eyes. So it's not, I don't know. Eye color don't really mean a big thing to me. Like, Black people have all the genes of everybody, so our eyes can be any color. It can be dark brown like mine's, or green, or blue, or hazel, or whatever. How long I've been here? Oh, hour and a half. I might have to. It's 4. I think I might go to the gym like 6 or 7. I might get some more sleep and get rested up so I can go pump that iron. Of course I watch Bob Ross. Who the fuck didn't watch Bob Ross? Where's my... Yeah, I used to get mad if I missed the episode of Bob Ross show. Do I eat meat? Currently I am taking meat out of my diet. Yeah, meat is bad for you, real bad, yo. So the less meat you eat, the better. This is my first paint knife from my Bob Ross starter kit. The words have all rubbed off, but you can see Bob and his little afro right there. You see Bob Ross in his afro, because that's who I started out with. Yeah, if you look through, if you just look through my YouTube streams, there's Dr. CB sitting right there on the couch. You look through my shit, you find stuff like Malcolm X, The Secret of the Pineal Gland, some Joe Rogan, some Alan Watt. But yeah, if you scroll through the stuff that I watch, bam, Dr. CB is right there for you. I know who Dr. CB is. Yes, I do. Because this is the type of stuff that pops up in my stream. Hey, I pop up in my own stream. That's amazing. That's kind of weird. That YouTube suggests that I should watch myself. I guess I am pretty fucking awesome.
I've just come back from Los Angeles. I was down there to meet with a group of rather important people in the movie industry, scientists and so on, who were considering calling a congress of the best minds in the world to meet in Los Angeles in the near future to be a kind of planetary alarm conference. They wanted scientists and statesmen, religious leaders, and to do something to impress upon the world through all the media that we are in very serious danger of destroying the biosphere, that is to say, the whole envelope of living creatures which covers this planet, through pollution, overpopulation, nuclear fallout, poisoning of our food, and very lack of food.
Overpopulation is a complete myth. It is a myth. This planet is not overpopulated by any means necessary. This planet is not overpopulated. And so once again, I do like listening to this guy right here, Alan Watt, but will I agree with everything he says? No. Just like that statement right there. Oh, we should fear overpopulation. No. No, we really shouldn't fear overpopulation because there's enough space on here for everybody. Plenty of room left. No, we can't feed everybody. I'm pretty sure we can. If certain people weren't so greedy and trying to hoard all the land and natural resources, sustaining this planet and keeping everybody full and healthy is not a problem at all. And we can continue to grow and continue to sustain more life on this planet, more humans on this planet with no problem. They don't want that. That's not what they want. Because the more people there are, the harder it is to control. And then one day, there's going to be a revolt against this global system, and they're going to lose because they're going to have too many people coming against them. So they want to do that Georgia Guidestone shit. You feel me? But fuck them Georgia Guidestones. Do I think they killed Dr. Sebi? I don't know. I really, once he passed, I didn't look into many conspiracies about his death. Dr. Sebi was 80-something years old. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory just died, but Dick Gregory was 84. Yeah, he probably had a very good diet and a lot of other, things that he did to keep healthy. But dude was in his 80s. Just like Dr. Sebi. There's always some kind of contingency plan on the back burner for anybody who reaches that level of consciousness and then has the ability to act upon his intelligence. So yeah, did somebody have some files on him somewhere, and was he being watched, and was his research being watched? I guarantee you it was. Were there even plans made to take people like him out? I guarantee you it was. But, did the plans actually go through, or did he just die of, natural causes from old age? It's hard to say because he was a health specialist. So he should have had the best health, right? But even the best health won't stop death from coming. It's like, oh, did they kill Bob Marley? Did they kill Tupac? Of course, there's always plans in the works to take people and individuals like that out. But is the plan implemented every time? I don't know. Was Dr. Sebi assassinated for the knowledge that he was spreading? Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't put it past the establishment. But I haven't seen or heard any hardcore evidence that, he was assassinated in that manner. But if you can show me some documentation that says, look, They killed Dr. Sebi. I wouldn't be surprised at all, honestly. That wouldn't shock me at all. What are we here to do? You're here to watch me paint this lovely painting. And I'm here to paint this lovely painting so you can watch it. Are you trying to get extra deep and going like to the meaning of life? Oh my God, dude, it's too early in the morning for that. It's too early in the morning. This man's. Oh, where are you at? You're in Germany. Oh man, it's like midday for you. Damn, it's too early in the morning for me, dude. The meaning of life. Why are we here? We are here to experience life. That is the entire purpose. You're here so that your name is what it is, and your eye color is what it is, and your hair texture is what it is, and your fingernails grow as long as they do, and that is the point. That is why you're here, is to be you and to experience life as yourself. The same way that I'm meant to be here and to be Travis Prince and to view the world the way I view it and experience life from my perspective. That's why I'm here. And we take all these experiences back with us when we leave from here. And this is the meaning of life. This is why we're here. Do you know if you hold your nose, you can't hum? That's crazy. It's hard to say. Once again, our consciousness has only one perception right now. So what we currently perceive as life may not be the exact same thing when we shift over. You know, when our consciousness and our energy shifts, we may not even remember this plane. But I do think consciousness is infinite. Energy is infinite. But at the same time, we have to use language to describe these phenomena, these concepts and ideas, and just by describing them, we lose context. We lose the real value of the message trying to be conveyed. Make it look a little something like that. What? Make it a little something like that. What? 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 No, Africans are mostly Muslim. Taliban? What the hell? Oh my god, you dudes are so confused right now. You guys are so confused right now. Alright. Oh man, I'm at 2 hours. Okay. Africans are Muslims. Muslims are mostly Taliban and ISIS. I don't know. You guys are getting into some weird ass shit right now. Alright, so I'm gonna go fix me something to drink real quick. Cause I'm thirsty.
Gentlemen, welcome to Bureau Underground. This fall on Fox.
Now, I consider that I myself am a successful man in business. I hate business. I hate everything to do with it. Accounting.
Oh yeah. All you gotta do is send me the $200 deposit and send me the picture you want.
They don't smell of anything. Sometimes there's an interesting smell to the ink on a checkbook. But by and large, all this figuring is a completely
You want a
colorless
painting of the
occupation.
England flag? You can
I
just
don't like it.
You can copy and paste
So
that
I
off
have
the
to hand
internet,
it over
man.
to accountants and lawyers and the people who seem to like it. But I don't know whether they really do. The essential principle of business, of occupation in the world is this. Figure out some way in which you get paid for playing. When I was quite young, I forget the exact age, I made a solemn vow. which was that I would never accept a job. I would always be my own employer. And curiously, there are very few roles in life which provide this possibility. The successful artist, writer, and sometimes musician, sometimes the independent consultant, can occupy this role. I mean, he may be a scientific consultant. But by and large, almost everybody seems to be compelled to take a job with a corporation. It's very difficult indeed these days to run a small business where you're your own boss, because you have to employ an enormous staff of people to keep track of the paperwork.
Dollars.
I know a person, for example, who has a farm where he raises avocados. And the Department of Commerce visited him with a stack of forms this thick, which he had to fill in.
Pond Lehocky. You can see it in their eyes and feel it in their handshake. There are many law firms in Pennsylvania, but no one works harder for you. No one.
Well, he got tough and said, I haven't the faintest idea what to fill into these forms. And he said to the agent of the Department of Commerce, you fill them in. And he made that man sit down and go through the whole procedure of filling in these forms. Because he said, I don't have the time. I'm raising avocados. That's my business. And as to all this paperwork, well, to hell with it. And the same situation prevails not only in business, but also in the university and in the hospital. One of my favorite doctors told me the other day that he spends only 1/3 of his working hours practicing medicine. The rest is in recording, accounting, filling in reports. And it's the same in every hospital. Paperwork endlessly, because the record of what you do is more important than what you do. Write it down, and then it's real. And so for the same reason, a lot of people don't believe they exist until they see their activities reported in the newspaper. A lot of juvenile delinquents commit crimes just to get attention. They'll get recorded. It's like you go to a party, you know, it's a picnic on the beach, and it's great fun. And somebody says, what a shame it is that nobody has a camera. Well now, I should talk, because at this moment we're recording what's going on, both on tape recorder and on TV. And remember,
you can't you can't hate on me, bro. I mean, well, you can. You definitely can hate on me, but it doesn't bother me at all, because I'm the fucking
shit. Who's going to listen to all this? Over and over again. So there's something fundamentally wrong here, and which the businessman, of all people, needs to understand. What the businessman needs to know, equally, what the army officer needs to know, is the same. What do you really want? I have proposed that there be an entirely new kind of college entrance examination, in which instead of answering a lot of silly questions, you write for about 20 pages on your idea of paradise. It can be any kind of paradise you want. It can be very spiritual, it can be very sensuous. But spell it out. What do you want to happen in life? And then you will hand this thesis in to an assigned tutor on the faculty. And he'll read it over and examine you closely as to whether this is what you really want. Do you realize, for example, what goes with the things you say you desire? I mean, for example, you want to marry a certain kind of beautiful woman, and you specify in your paper the characteristics she should have. But, says the tutor, you said absolutely nothing about her mother. Because every girl goes with a mother. I mean, unless she's an orphan. And you must also specify what kind of mother-in-law you want. Well, then you have to stop and think about that. And that's just an illustration of going into detail and being very careful about what you desire, because there's a good saying, be careful of what you desire. You may get it. So this is the problem of thinking out carefully where it is that you want to go. Now let's take the war in Vietnam, which is supposed to be concluded. What on earth was it all about? If we had gone
Cocaine?
military
Opium?
compromise,
What do you think the war in Vietnam was about?
purpose of
Yeah, that's when more cocaine started coming in this country.
It would have been understandable. But as it was waged for some absolutely abstract end, namely the estoppage of an ideology called communism. Nobody knows what communism is, nor do we know what capitalism is. But we can fight endlessly on the supposition that there are good guys and bad guys. And when we fight on that supposition, there is no possibility of compromise or of gentleman's agreement, as there is honor among thieves. We're all thieves, let's face it. There is a doctrine in the Jewish religion that when God created Adam, he put into him a spirit which is called the Yetzer Hara, and that means the wayward spirit, or what I call the element of irreducible rascality. And that is in us all. A little bit. It's not the whole of us. It's like just a pinch of salt in the stew. And you don't want the whole stew to be salt. But you have to have just a touch of rascality to be human. And I find it difficult to get along with people who don't know that they have it. People who come on that they're all sincere. All
Yeah,
good,
you figure out how to pay the bills is sell more art. So the painting I just showed
they're
you,
unconscious of themselves, therefore
that's
they
already
suddenly
sold.
do terrible things without warning.
Yeah, this is a commission, so that's sold already. This is a commission. This is sold already. I have another commission that's coming up. So, yeah, how to pay the bills, sell more art. So, yeah, so this is a couple grand worth of art just right here that I'm working on. Now you can really see the difference between the first layer of paint. So this is dry, and this is the second layer of paint that I just applied to her face. Yeah, you can really see the difference. Yeah, I don't really respond to criticism from people who aren't artists or who don't have a talent, so it's all good, bro. Like I say, this is soul, you know what I'm saying? So you can say whatever you want to say. I make money off of my art. If it's cartoony to you, oh well. Nah, I'm gonna just leave it like that. Oh my god, this dude, Lee, you're not very smart, are you? Not trying to point fingers or anything, but I'm just saying. Stick around though, man. I like people like you. You know what I'm saying? I really do. You know what I'm saying? Stick around. I see you making a lot of comments, so you're actually engaged with the stream right now. And this is probably the most entertaining thing that you have to watch. So, just stay with it. You might learn something. You never know. It is called art and education for a reason. So, I might even inspire you to pick up a pencil or something and try to draw or paint or something like that, So, it's all good. But it is early in the morning for me, y'all. I swear. It's like 4:33 in the morning. I might go back to bed so I can get up in a couple of hours. Yo, don't forget, yo, fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. Smoke weed. It's all good. You know why? Because I got tons of art. And I sell my own art. I say critics don't bother me, y'all. This is the one thing you have to realize. You are watching me. I am not watching you. Think about it. Think about that. Who is watching whom? And once again, that's your opinion, bro. But, subscribe to the channel. Stick around. Subscribe to the channel. Stick around. Always got tons of art. Always working on some new shit. All the time. I never stop painting. How many hours on which one? man. Oh, anyone. That all depends on the size, on the size of the canvas, the details. I can spend anywhere from 20 hours on the painting to I've put in 60 hours on the painting before, you know? Man, you're trying to critique a painting that's not even halfway finished. That's what I'm not understanding about you right now. You saw me actually sit here working on this painting. It's far, far from done. I don't understand. I'm not Bob Ross. I'm not gonna complete a painting in 30 minutes. Like I said, I work on these paintings for a minimum of 20 hours for even a small painting. I'll put 20 hours on a small painting. I look at, like I say, 25 to 35 hours is an average painting for me, averagely. And that's for like commission work. For my own paintings, my own personal projects, I'll put 40 hours, 50 hours into a project, 60 hours into a painting. And that's because I just do more complex photographs on larger canvases. No, man. That don't even make any sense. The painting is far from done. This is a finished painting. That's a finished painting right there. Yeah, that's what I say. Like, This is probably like 40 hours of work on this one canvas right here, yo. Like 40 hours, no lie. Yeah, these are all my paintings, man. Oh yeah, I don't mind showing my art, yeah. Yeah, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram at Paintings by the Prince. If you're on the PlayStation, of course, you can send me a message right here on the PlayStation Network, or you can hit me up at on my email at TravisPrince81 at yahoo.com. Yeah, Instagram, Paintings by the Prince. My last name is Prince. Alright, guys. I think I'm about to get off and get me a couple more hours of sleep. Yeah. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Yo, appreciate everybody stopping by, checking me out while I work on this project right here. If you haven't followed the stream, go ahead and hit the subscription button, and so you can stay up to date with everything I'm working on, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Paintings by the Prince. If you really want to, dude, I wouldn't stop you. I wouldn't mind checking it out. You know what I'm saying? I like looking at other artists' artwork. So, yeah, all you gotta do is hit me up on Instagram or something. Appreciate you stopping by with your nice critiques and your comments and everything. You're cool with me, bro. Hope to see you again, man. So, well, everybody, thanks everybody coming through. All the comments, all the compliments. You know what I'm saying? And in a few hours, I'll probably be back in here again, working on this same project, trying to get a little bit farther on it. Nice. All right, guys, always remember to chase your dreams. You know what I'm saying? If you're not working towards your own dreams, you're working towards someone else's, and that does you no good at all. So always work towards your own dreams. So you really need to invest in yourself. If you have any kind of talent or any kind of skills, you need to invest in yourself and practice more, nurture your talent, cultivate your skills, master your craft. And once you have your craft mastered, you figure out a way to make money off of it. And that's how you essentially live the dream, by supporting yourself financially, doing something you actually enjoy doing, But in order to do that, you gotta follow your own dreams no matter what and invest in yourself. Okay? And the main thing too is keep a positive attitude. Always have a positive attitude. and stay away from negativity and negative people because it is very contagious. So with that being said, I can never say this enough. I really appreciate everybody for coming through to hang out with me for a little while and chat and check out the art. So peace until next time.